about right here. Back to the outrage culture topic.
Look at my student who thinks it's cute being bad. I just wonder how long it's going to take for them to land in jail. Several other questionable posts were found on Facebook. Prince George's County Education Committee Chair Jolene Ivey used the words homophobic. Some of the tweet that landed her in that hot water here. It was posted to Twitter last Thursday under the account at mostly_hated. It says, Black women raising boys, please stop letting your sons pick up your female traits. I have an expletive boys in my class. I know you'll have some men around somewhere. This expletive is getting ridiculous. Now, this comment got some quick reactions when I showed it to some parents in person today.
It's not with that type of behavior.
Honestly, with a lot of the way teachers are, a lot of them do teach like they just don't say it.
She could have said, like, put them in male mentoring programs, things like that. But for her to just come off and say something like that, it's just atrocious.
Atrocious?
Now, online, a number of comments were defending Robinson, some essentially arguing she's a victim of cancel culture. Those upset with the substitute also flagged other questionable posts. Now, we can't see those posts for ourselves. Her account was listed as private this morning, but different messages screen grabbed by others appear to say kids need to get bullied. It goes on to say the no bullying thing is dumb. Another says these fifth graders never had a teacher from the hood I see. I will gather a child quickly and respectfully and still bring them to tears. A third appears to read, so when I look at my student who thinks it's cute being bad, I just wonder how long it's going to take for them to land in jail. Several other questionable posts were found on Facebook. Prince George's County Education Committee Chair Jolene Ivey used the words home.
I think that she handled them teachers. She said, Black women raising boys, please stop letting your sons pick up your female traits. I have the bitchiest boys in my class. I know y'all have some men around somewhere. This shit is getting ridiculous. That's the comment that got her in trouble.
But see, to me, like, speaking the truth is offensive now, because, like, you know, and you know, with it being social media, and it's like, okay, it's being broadcast and everybody can see it, but bro, like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That the parents and oh, I'm so outraged. Oh my God, she should be fired.
Because nobody wants to do the job anymore. Like I'm hearing kids say, like, you know, like, I don't like girls. Like, okay, what do you? I don't understand. Girls don't like boys. I mean, you're at an age, you know, like, different ages, you know, don't, you know, you don't understand. But before you can understand, you're gonna make a judgment, like, you know, like, you don't want nothing to do with them. Like, really?
I think these kids need. This sounds like a teacher that actually gives a fuck. And then it's like, how can you have any teachers that give a fuck when you're stressing them out? You canceling them. You're not paying them worth of shit. You know, overworking them, giving them huge classes with these terrible kids and terrible parents.
And this is the person who's really seeing the you know, seeing these kids like more than anybody else.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, clearly saying, look, there's a problem. You know, okay, you might think that this shit is cute, but where this could lead to is, you know, because I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe she could have worded it differently, and it, you know, not, you know, be taken quite as offensively. But I mean, just saying, oh, well, let's see how long it takes you to get in jail, be put in jail. Well, yeah, I mean, when you start doing, you think doing bad stuff is cool, and you keep doing that shit, all right, we're gonna see.
Because that's what's gonna happen. So why come you gonna cancel this lady and be outraged and being all mad when she clearly, for me, it sounds like she cares. And these kids probably need to hear this, and some of the parents do too. Like,
shit, the parents more than the kids, because the parents really need to be, you know, giving examples of where they care. Like, I mean, they're almost like, because they rather not spend the time with their children and, you know, teach them the things that they need to understand going into this crazy world that we're going into, that we've been, you know, devolving into. Like, you know, they need as much guidance as possible. It's like, how to deal with certain situations. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like me and my son, like we have conversations that some people probably would think is weird, but like when they don't understand what the hell they see, and they're just they're just expected to just go into the world and just, you know, hey, go out and, you know,
And you know what I think about? I think about those movies. I can't think of a name of one. Like, I don't know, Lean on Me or Coach Carter or whatever, where it's like this hard teacher that comes in and they seem like they're being all mean to the kids and shit, and it turns out that that's what the hell they needed, like to freaking somebody that really gave a fuck and came in there and was
somebody
all
that
mean.
loves them. Yeah, somebody who's actually going to call, like, call them on their bullshit, because that's what people who love you do. It's like, you know what I'm saying, they don't allow you to just keep fucking up and, you know, put yourself in a position that there's no return from. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the saying has been forever. Trouble easy to get into and hard to get out of. So, you know, if you're not careful about the actions you make, like, before you know it, instead of
And,
your parents whooping your ass, you
it's,
got two grown men that with badges on and
and when
billy
you're a
clubs
teenager,
whooping your ass.
you don't realize the severity of like the moment as far as like how much the direction in your life is going as a result of the decisions that you're making now. You know, when you're in adolescence, when you're in like when you're in your teenage years, and
Yeah.
and then you got somebody that's trying to tell you, bruh, hey, I'm just trying to look out for you, man. Like that shit you're doing is foul. Do better. You're
Yes.
better than that.
Have expectations for your children. Like, you have to have look, you know, and like you have to demand, this is what look, this is what I see in you. I believe that you can do this and this. You know, you're good enough, like your, you know, capabilities are up here. You're performing down here. I need to see you get up here where, you know, you should be. Like, you can't just, you know, allow them to just wander in the world and think that they're just going to stumble into success. It's not going to happen. The more guidance that you get from your you know, directly from mom and dad, you know, the reinforcement from uncles and cousins and grandma and this, that, and the other, of, you know, what's expected of you, makes you a better person.
Man, if this shit was a tweet, let me read this. It says, "Be careful what you tweet if you care to keep your job. A Maryland substitute teacher from District Heights Elementary School in Maryland is learning the hard way after being removed from her classroom, as several of her tweets had gone viral on Twitter, where she tells women to please stop letting your sons pick up your female traits and that children need to be get bullied. According to Fox DC, the woman's name is, I'm not going to say her name, who goes by the handle, I'm not going to say that. Most of the tweets that attracted the wide amount of attention were those that she posted on a social media platform last week, having also tweeted the third day of school and I made another kid cry. These fifth graders never had a teacher from the hood I see. I won't be spoken to any kind of way. I will gather a child quickly and respectfully and still bring them to tears."
Yeah, I do think that there's like, I mean, you do have to have some tact, and, you know, I understand, you know, you get passionate about certain stuff and you just kind of just saying what you're saying, but you know, we do need to be remembered that, you know, everything that we're putting online can be brought up against you in the you know, in court.
Yeah.
Like, it can be used against you in the, you know, whether it's, you know, in the judgment of the
Public
people,
opinion.
the public opinion, or in actually in court.
Yep. Because they can prove that it was you. So it says George County's public schools has since confirmed to Fox 5 that Robinson has been removed from the classroom but they didn't specify whether this meant she was still working with the institute or whether she had been officially fired. Needless to say, though, the county public schools have acknowledged the controversial tweets in question, with Robinson having since turned her Twitter account private amid the hefty backlash on social media. So I think that I think she maybe some of the stuff maybe was too much that she did or whatever. But I think the message is your Twitter should be on private, especially if you're tweeting stuff like that.
Uh, yeah. Well, I don't like. I think that her messaging is right. It's just that maybe she could have chosen different words to use that would have for the crybabies out there to be able to accept it better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we started the show off talking about how sensitive people are. So
Right. That's that's the reason why I covered this one, because that's what I think this is. It's just again an outrage culture. This teacher just got canceled. She may have been a good teacher. Who knows?
but it was a common thing. Like, I mean, when I was a kid, like, my teacher could tell me I was fucking up straight to my face, and then be like, and I'm gonna tell your mama, like, and shit, I'm scared as hell. Like, oh no, nah, please, like, all right, look, I'm gonna do better. You don't tell my mama. But now it's like, ooh, what I'm saying. Like, nowadays, it's kind of like telling the parent is more